the market was growing, and then the market just exploded, you know? And so you couldn't, like, we didn't have, like, there weren't enough glass blowers to satisfy the demand, you know? It was like anybody who picked up a fucking torch and practiced for a year or two was all of a sudden a full-time living glassblower, right? Like you could make a living off pipe making pretty easily for a good amount of time. And like, not just a living, but like a lot of people could make like a really good living off of it.
Welcome to the Robertson Stash. Season 6 is brought to you by World Needs Cannabis, empowered by Puffco.
Well, dude, man, thanks for letting us do the podcast here.
Yeah, man.
Your studio.
I got it, dude. I'm a stash, bro.
Fuck yeah. Had to come all the way out to California to get you on. But hell yeah.
It's been a while since I've been to Colorado.
Yeah, what's been going on, brother?
Dude, we're doing it, man. You know, just here, fucking same thing we do every day, man. You know, take over the world, dude.
You got your big final Molten Classic coming up.
Yeah, that's been a big thing we've been organizing right now. We're trying to get everything in place for that. It's kind of been, you know, a few years that we took off. But it's kind of necessary, you know. It's like just a special thing where everyone, you know, we kind of put in so much time and energy and resources in doing those pieces, and there's really no monetary gain out of it at the moment. You know, we just kind of have like a bigger kind of passion and idea of like just trying to make something that's fun, you know. And so it's been cool to get like the group together of people that have been a part of it, you know, like yourself and just all the boys, you know, and girls that you know we've known over the years. And just, I mean, dude, it's crazy what it's evolved into, man, you know, because it started off as just this little, you know, it started off as just like an anniversary for Los, for Ziggy's, you know, like the anniversary party is 5-year anniversary. So it's kind of how he started it.
Sorry.
And it just kind of naturally evolved, you know.
So
like,
what sparked the idea of like making this group collab?
It was kind of just that, you know. It was just like he wanted to do an anniversary party for Ziggy's, and he had this little space built. It was actually before I had moved into here, and we expanded and built out my whole studio here. But he had like a small little space built in the front of this, and then it was offices in the back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we've opened it all up since then.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, we basically, you know, it was just a few guys that came, you know, and it was actually like him and Los and Hops that were like planning it, and they like invited me because I was still doing my own thing down the street, you know, and we were all friends and stuff. But up until that point, I never really like got super tight with Los, you know, like we are now. But so they invited me in, and it was just like a kind of like few days of everybody just collaborating together. And at that time, like me and Hops were making like all the hot rod like collab cars, and like kind of like I mean, we still do today, but we were doing a lot of that stuff back then. And Los at the time was like had the classic car stuff going on at his store with his brother. Yeah. And so, you know, it was a lot of like car culture in the area going on. So he was all about it. So he just wanted us to make some little car collabs, you know, and that's kind of how it started for the first 2 years. And then I had moved in here after that point. I moved in here, we expanded, built out the whole shop. And it was kind of like, at that point, I was like, you know what, dude, like, it was actually like Los was like my savior at that point. Cause I like just out of nowhere, like lost my other studio.
Where were you working before?
It was down the street with the Goosefire guys, you know? Okay, and that whole thing kind of like fell apart unknowingly, you know. I was like, it was a bad situation, you know, but I ended up just being like, oh, fuck, what am I going to do now? You know, and Los like really was like, made it all happen to like be able to like give me a space to like set up, you know, made that transition like super easy for me. So
that's awesome.
Once I did that, I was like, I really wanted to like do anything I could to like give back to him, you know? And so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to like see how hard we can go with this project, you know? And so I talked Hops into it. I was like, yo, we're just going to go like mega big this year, like whatever we've done in the past, like, let's just go like bigger than we've ever gone, you know, like, let's just try it, you know? And so he was like, I don't know, like, he was kind of like I remember the time when because he came out and he was like helping me frame
Is this the first car you're talking about?
The first pirate ship we did.
Oh,
so
the
this
pirate
was the third
ship.
year,
Okay,
yeah.
Third year.
So this is really like the first like bigger project, you know? But I was like, and it was one of the biggest like frame kind of network things we had like attempted at the time, you know? And I was, even myself, I was like, yeah, I don't know, like this might work or might not work, you know? And Steve was worried too. And, you know, I was like, fuck it, let's just do it, dude, you know, let's try it. And so we went for it, and it ended up working out, and we had like all the guys came out, and I think we ended up having like 20 something people, or 18, I think, get involved in that one. Like, that one's not insane. Heavily, but like everyone. No, you were there. That was the first one you came for. Yeah, where you did the fucking
I did the walrus on the front.
Yeah. So it was like, we were just like playing around with that shit, you know, but it was fun as hell, right?
On that one?
No, I just had the regular.
So we were lifting that in and out.
I was lifting that thing in and out. Yeah, and I was like fried after that. Like, that's what drove me to like do that, like morph to that kiln, because like I was so fried after that. Really? Picking that thing up for an entire week, you know, and like even wearing a heat shield and gloves and everything, it was just like too much physically, you know. So I was like, oh, well, I'm never doing that again, you know. Like, what a genius idea, though. Did you ever see that anywhere else? I mean, like, I got the idea from like I swear there's like soft glass kilns like that, like that roll out. I'm pretty sure, dude. Like, I want to say maybe not roll out, but I've seen it's like the Bell kilns, I guess. So it's like they've had them on these big hydraulic lifts, you know. And then Marcel did his one that he had that was like the big hydraulic one that was like super huge, crazy thing, you know. So I was just like, yeah, why can't I just roll the floor out, and it's like way less and more simplified idea of that, you know, away from the heat. I mean, a lot of people didn't think, I guess, it would work, you know, being like just pulling the floor out. I guess, even like some of the kiln companies like were like, you know, I was talking to Grady about it, and I was like, I tried to get Grady to build it for me at first, and he was kind of like, nah, I don't think that's going to work, you know? Well, where are all the controls then if the slides out? On that one, it's, so on that kiln, it was actually the control box was screwed into the bottom of that thing. So it had legs and it was screwed on. So I unscrewed the control box and just took it off to the side. And it's all still there, you know? I mean, all the relays and the everything connected to the elements is in the back of it. So it was actually perfect because it's made with like such thin metal that I just took a grinder, dude, and just grinded out the metal and the bricks. You did this yourself? Yeah, my buddy helped me. We just one day flipped it upside down, fucking grinded out the base of it. No. Grinded out the base of it, and then my buddy welded up the little stand. Yeah, and like the first 2 years, I didn't have the track on it. We were just kind of like playing with it, it was all like all over the place, you know, and trying to get it in the thing. And then now we built the track, and it's like you could just roll it with like one finger. But yeah, I mean, it was another thing where it was like I was gonna do it. I was like, fuck it, I'm committed. I'm just gonna cut this thing out. No one thinks it's gonna work, but whatever, dude, let's try it. And then we tried it, and it was like, it worked perfectly, actually. It was like, I think between opening the door, rolling the bottom out, and then closing it, having it out for a few minutes, opening it and putting it back in, the kiln only dropped like 300 degrees. So that's actually like perfect to like get a big piece back in. It's not like shock it. Yeah, so I would ramp that thing up to like 1100, and we'd get it like, it's right as soon as it got to temp, dude, we'd roll that thing out, do it, you know, it's at 800 degrees, get it back in there, and it's like perfect, you know? So it worked out, dude. And yeah, it was like, but it was like, yeah, it's just one of those things where just making that piece like drove me to doing that, you know? Like I don't know. Yeah, like, just like finding a tool that will help that job go smoother. You come to a problem and you're like, all right, I need to like figure out something, you know? And totally. I wanted to go like bigger, you know? Like I wanted to continue to do that. I think it was so awesome and so fun, but I was like, there's no way that we can continue to like pick these things up from inside of the kiln all day long. So much less risky too. It's just always on the piece. For sure, yeah. So much less risky. So we've already maxed out every square inch of that with the space station. Well, so that's what happened. Like the very first year after like doing that, we went like as big as possible.
Yeah.
Like I was like, let's just fill
thing
the
is
fucking
crazy.
thing out. And like, yeah, you came out for that one too.
Yeah,
And like
I got the Moon Man.
we got all
I got
the
a few
like
pieces
all the
on that
Space
one.
Boys out for that one. And that was just the most insane project because it was like
That thing
just
is
testing
insane.
the limits. I would think it was like, I mean, it was probably bigger than, definitely bigger than anything
Did you
we had
weigh?
ever
You weighed
done.
them, right? How much?
Yeah, that one's one of the heaviest ones. It weighed like almost 50 pounds. I think it was
50
like
pounds.
49, 48 pounds at the end of it. Yeah, and it's like,
That's
and then we had
crazy.
like the spire thing that went on top of it and went up like way taller than the kiln did,
Yeah.
you know? So, but it was like, yeah, just physically, let's just fill the whole kiln up, you know? And we did it, but the one thing that was like funny afterwards is like that was the first project that we did with this kiln where it was like the first time we ever built a piece that we weren't physically lifting in between building it, you know? So you're like, you know, you can pick it up still from somewhere. And so we were just attaching shit to this thing for 2 weeks, and then it was done and I was like, oh shit, I still have to like move this somehow. Like I wasn't thinking about that when we were building it. So I was like, fuck, like I don't know if I can just, it was so heavy and so many, it's like you can't really grab it from
the
2
weight of it
points,
could-
you know, it'd like break itself, it felt like.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was one where
What did you do? Did you salt like how?
I ended up building like another table that was the same height as that kiln floor, and then built a base that was going to be like the permanent base for it.
Oh,
and then I
okay.
just like, I was able to like get my hands around it enough to where I like slid it onto the base. Like I didn't actually
That
lift it.
must have been sketchy.
And then it was just like on the base now for like forever. That's how it lifts. And then the base has like handles that you can
structure.
grab.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of got that idea from like the museums. Like there's some pieces at Corning that I was questioning. I was like, how do you move a piece like this? Like they have this piece at Corning. It's like this, I forgot the artist that did it. I think it was like a Czech artist or something, but it was like this fucking like 3.5 foot tall, like solid sculpture. It looks like a rabbit and it's all
shards.
Shards.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do
I
you
love
pick that up?
artist.
Like that thing has to weigh like 150 pounds. Like it's
So a
solid
permanent
glass,
base
you
is
know?
how some
Yeah.
of those things
So they
go.
said,
Yeah.
Eric told me, he's like, yeah, it's on a base. They just wheel it in and out, you know? I was like, oh yeah, that
Smart.
makes sense.
Crate it
yeah.
up.
So that's like, I was like, all right, so we
think
got
that's
that
it.
thing on a base, but yeah, I mean, that was,
Wow.
you know, it's just cool because it was like a natural evolution, you know, like we just did it for fun. We did that whole space station to just see how big you could go, you know, like I didn't really know if like the way we built that thing with like all this stuff like up high just floating like at the top of the kiln, like by all the elements, you know, people are like, oh, it's probably gonna slump and do all this stuff, you know, and it's like, dude, it didn't do anything. It just like held it, like we built it properly, the structure that like had supports, and it like held itself in place. It like didn't fall apart. It was like, that was like a mind opening like project that really like got me to realize like the potential of Boro, really, you know, and what you could like, it's really endless, man. Like as long as you can physically like move it afterwards and like it can kind of hold the weight of itself, you know, like it's pretty much limitless, you know, what you can do.
Do you think you always need a kiln? At least you need a kiln this big to anneal these projects, or would there be?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, at a certain point, especially once you start getting, I mean, all those pieces like in the frame, and even with like the kind of paneling stuff on it, that's like very kind of simple, you know, like it's just the kind of like sculptural stuff and the things where you're getting a lot of uneven like thicknesses of glass, so you got to be careful with, you know. But I mean, I've seen Joe P like bench cool some crazy alien sculptures that were so thick, like eyes and lips and stuff, and I was like, there's no way. And it's just like, no, it's all good, you know, as long as you build it proper, you know. It's like you can bench cool pretty much anything, but
that's the test right there.
The sculptures are the worry, you know. And I think once you get sculptures involved into a big structure piece like that, you definitely want to anneal it, you know. Like I wouldn't fuck around with that. But I mean, I've like a lot of the like car pieces I've been doing recently, like
oh yeah,
you know,
man.
all those panelings, like I could get those things fully paneled up, and like once it's in the kiln for a little bit, it could just bench cool, you know, the whole thing.
Like,
you
does
know?
all the connections kind of just ease the stress of the whole piece, I guess?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
eventually, like it seems like when I get those things together, it eventually gets to a point where it has to release somewhere. So it'll either pop one of the little welds. Most of the time, it'll just pop one of the little clear welds somewhere because it's just like all the pressure of all these panels and everything like trying to cool down, you know, it's like it has to like give somewhere eventually. So it's like you'll get like one pop usually somewhere, and then it's kind of like settled down, and then you reheat it and go back in there and hit that. But yeah, I've like, I mean,
that's
any
happened
of
to
those
us
big
before,
ones,
I think, one time on
yeah,
that truck. And,
any of the big ones, you
that's
know,
a good place for it to pop. you
Yeah,
know? If it's a
it's
big,
just-
solid vessel, I mean, the
yeah,
whole thing.
it's nothing that's like, it's never like I've never had one that even like ran through a panel or anything, you know, like it might maybe that pop like kind of started to get into it, but rarely. But it's like
a
it's so
great
easy to
way to
repair,
work,
you know.
dude,
Yeah,
because that's
just
where it's gonna
very
go.
controlled. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, I mean, just see, you know, it's like obviously it was like Mickelson with like the clear work he did back in the day was like a heavy influence on that for me. And then Banjo, like early on,
Yeah.
was really the one that really
That's the class that changed my life.
like,
Like him making those big.
when Banjo did the Boba Fett helmet, that was the one
Boba
where I
Fett.
was like, what the fuck? Like, I'd never seen anyone do, because he had done a lot of like network, like he had done some cars, I think, previous to that. And, but the Boba Fett was the first one where
That
he
thing is
used
sick.
like these thick, red, flat, like almost
Okay.
panels, but like
In
these
between the
bars.
networking, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the first time I had seen anyone do big, chunky sections like that into that kind of a framework, you know?
So that sparked the
And
idea
so
for
that
you.
like got me just realizing like it was possible. Yeah. And I think, I don't remember what I did after that, but it took me a while before I started doing like the full paneling stuff, but that definitely like opened my mind to like, oh shit, like that's
Yeah.
possible, you know? Because it's hard to believe that like things are possible. And that's what I'm saying. It's like just doing like just the act of like going through the process of like doing that big space station is just like, now it's like, it's just like, I mean, even making the like Lamborghini piece like doesn't even like get any like near like stress, you know? Like I'm like so like I'm just like so comfortable making shit like that now, you know, because it's like we already went like so crazy. I
That's
know
a great
this
way
is
to
no
push your
problem,
skills,
you know?
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been like, I mean, those
So you just
projects,
breezed through that Lamborghini piece, like
I
no
want to
problem?
say I breezed through it. Like that one definitely, I mean, that was the
Like,
longest
That is insane, dude.
solo, that was the longest solo project I've done. Like where I you know, I spent, I think, I want to say like 6 or 7 weeks straight every single day just working on
Holy
that piece.
shit.
And so that was like, you know, that was the longest solo project. And it was like definitely towards the end of it when I was like, I saved kind of some of the hardest like components, like the windows are always the hardest with those clear panels I've been using, you know? And so
Again, look clean.
the
something.
front windshield really like, you know, this is like 6 weeks into the project. I'm like, all right, the front windshield is like one of the last pieces. It took me a couple tries just to get the first one like shaped out what I thought was like right. And then, you know, I get it in there. And like, if you just heat that thing up in one spot like too much, it's like the like optical like clearness of it is like fucked.
Yeah.
So it's like, I remember there was like some little like smudge or something on it, and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like get that real quick, it'll be fine. And then I heated it up, and I was like, fuck, I like warped it out,
should've
you
just
know?
left
Yeah.
it,
So, it's
yeah.
like, so I had to rip that whole thing out.
my
Then I was
God.
gonna make another one, and it's like that one fucked up, and I was like, all right, make another one, dude. So it was like 2
Are you
days.
just ripping open tube and like?
No, that I'm just using like flat sheets. Like I've been getting like the
okay.
same stuff that they like coat the Dichro with.
Okay.
Yeah, you just get those sheets, and like all the spots are local around here, so I'm very lucky that I
nice.
can get to.
But for the
companies.
panels for the like the green on the Lamborghini, you just like open up tubes and flatten them out for that? Or-
No, I do like my process for that is like I build big, solid prep. So I do my prep with for those solid panels. I do my prep with 32 mil clear, and then I'll coil that up real thick of color,
Okay.
and then I'll sleeve that, And then that's how I do all my framework. Like I'll make that and I'll stretch that down into 7 mil rod. And then I'll also just like use my hand smasher to just heat that up, smash it.
Okay.
I mean, there's definitely some nuances in there to be able to get it smashed out and thin and stretched out properly that I figured out over the years. But that allows it, it's like on the finest edge of being just enough color to where it's not translucent. Even when you pull it down, it's still opaque. Maybe a little bit when you like hold it up into the light or something, but it looks opaque just sitting there. But it's got so much clear inside of it and a little bit over it that it's just like, it's so much easier to work with. Like it's not as stiff as if it was just a solid chunk of color.
Yeah.
Be super stiff. So it melts easier and it's just way
That's
more,
a good tip.
it's just way more like stress-free, man. You can just, like I said, you could just bench cool that stuff, no problem, you know? So it's a lot of extra work.
And it will save you a lot of money too, I guess.
And it stretches your color out for sure, you know? But it's a lot of extra work, you know? And it's not easy. Like physically, like that's the hardest part is like doing the prep and doing it on a large scale so that you can make enough to make a big piece like that. Like typically I'm doing prep for several days for any of those cars, you know? I'm just like doing big heavy prep.
What's the process like for like that Lamborghini? Do you get like a picture of the car, I guess, and the dimensions, and do you lay it out? Or
I'll look at photos. I like to get like little models, just like, and they could be like whatever. Like a lot of the car models I have are like this big, but just so I can like, and something that's like realistically scaled, so I can get in there and I could like, even if it's like a model that's like 8 inches long, you know, I feel
like that helps a lot
for
just to
sure.
have it look at all the angles on it.
Look at the angles and just be able to like scale it up, you know, because I'll break the cars. Like the cars are pretty easy to break down, where you could break them down into chunks, you know. You're like, all right, this is like maybe the door panel, like this is the driver's seat, you know, from like dashboard to like the back of the seat, there's like this much space, you know, and then the hood is like this much space, and then that is, you know, the rear and the trunk is that much space, and then you can kind of just scale that up to whatever size, you know. So I'll be like, okay, I think I was trying to aim for about like 22 inches long on the Lamborghini. That was like my goal. So like I literally just start out, I'll get my prep, I'll get that pulled down to like 7 mil, that green, and then I'll make a rectangle that's 22 inches long, and the width that I want, I think I was at about like 9.5 to start with the Lamborghini. And so you always have to take in consideration, like as you build onto it, it's going to get bigger and wider too, you know? So that's like, that just takes, I feel like, experience to figure out like that. But yeah, I mean, I just start with a rectangle, 7 mil rod rectangle, you know, and then it's just like, it's just a puzzle at that point, you know, and it's just figuring it out. And I think that's like just being able to figure out that puzzle, you know, it takes a lot of practice and experience, right? And just realizing like kind of the natural steps you want to do, because there's a million ways you could get there, but you know, you want to kind of like, I think just with all the years of experience for all of us, you know, it's like you finally get to a point where like you're going through those steps like in the most
you like do it systematically
systematically, yeah, but just being like efficient with like the time and
learn
the difficulty,
that over the more you do. Like,
because you could do something where you like do 10 steps and then you're like, shit, I should have done this 11th step on step 2, you know, and it'd been way easier, right? Like
totally.
You come into all that stuff when we're learning, right? So I think, and that was just like every car I did over the, you know, I'd been doing all these different like ideas of cars and methods and practicing and like getting it down to where I've got it now is like an evolved, you know, version of, and so now I'm able to do that. But yeah, it's just, you know, after that rectangle, it's like I start laying down other rods, and like, you know, a lot of times I'll lay down rods and build onto it, and sometimes I have to go back and be like, no, that's wrong, you know, you got to take that off, you got to adjust it and just fine tune that thing. And that's honestly like, I would say one of the most time consuming parts of the process, because that frame is like that's the piece basically, you know. If your frame is not scaled out and proportionate to what I'm trying to make,
The whole thing is
the whole
gonna look
thing's gonna
funky.
look fucked, you know?
Yeah.
So I spend the most time with that frame, and I really take my time, and like, you know, there's no rushing at all, but it's just like, that's the slowest part of the process, where I might take an entire week to just do that frame and get it as perfect as I can.
Yeah.
'Cause after that, it's like,
You have the
I've
layout.
worked it all out, and
Yeah,
I'm
you
like, yeah, now
make
you
the
just
shape.
fill it in, you know?
Uh-huh.
So now all this little shapes are there for me to just make other pieces that are gonna fill that
Yeah.
in. So now I'm just like kind of matching stuff up, you know? So it's like not as hard, but it gets difficult the more.
Yeah, you don't want to have half the
It
panels
gets-
on and be like, oh, wait a second, I
Yeah.
should have made the roof a little lower.
Yeah, man. It's
How many cars have you done now? You did some classic ones. I mean,
I mean, I
how many
have
solos have you done?
I've done a good amount, man. I really went hard a few years ago when I was doing this art show out here in Laguna, and I tried to build that body of work up, but I had been working on it for a few years leading up to that. So I was like, I think like once a year I was trying to do like one big solo car, because each one would take me about a month or a month and a half, you know? So, and I was just trying to like make them to like build up this body of work, you know? So it takes some time, you know?
Yeah.
But I
You've
think
done the Lamborghini. You did a Impala.
I've done
Right.
at that scale, yeah, I've done the Lamborghini, that's about 22 inches. I've done the 65 Impala that was based on the car I used to own. I did the 59 Impala that was based on just like one of the most like famous kind of lowrider cars there are. And then I did one of the first ones I did was the 64 Bel Air.
The Bel Air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or excuse me, the 57 Bel Air. Sorry. The blue one.
A blue one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
That was like the first. I actually did that one I think that was during COVID, because that was like, it was one of the last pipe classics. They did an online, like they went to like an online pipe classic.
oh, really? During COVID?
Yeah. And so
I
they
didn't
had
know
hit
that.
me up, and I think Tito hit me up, and you know, he was like, yeah, we're gonna do this online pipe classic, like make something sick, and you had to like kind of film yourself finishing the piece, and then you upload it and you upload photos of it. And I was like, all right, I'll do that. And I had that project in mind already, so I was like, that kind of pushed me into doing that project.
Yeah.
And that was the first like big one that I did like solo, because previous to that I'd just been doing like the collab ones with the guys. Like we did
Like the Ghostbuster
yeah,
car?
the
Oh my
Ghostbusters
God,
was the first
dude.
one.
That's got to
Yeah.
be one of my tops. Dude.
Yeah,
that
that
thing is so sick.
That one's so fucking rad.
Everything about that piece, man.
Yeah.
Like that one is insane, dude.
Yeah.
The license plate.
Dude, I mean, just the group of guys, you know, it's like those guys like Malachias, Rocco, Karsten, you know, it's like they're so talented, man, like, and uniquely talented, you know, like I really don't like, I mean, Rocco hands down one of the best, like all around guys, like artists, like you can't fuck with that guy, dude. Like he's just so, I've never met anyone like him, dude, that can just do all facets of the craft, you know, 3-dimensional, 2-dimensional, milli, like, dude, he's just like a sick drawer on paper. It's like, dude, like, so just like a true fucking talented artist, you know, and yeah, so working on shit like that, like he's so complimentary to the shit that I do, you know, because he fills in all these other areas of like these cool little detail things that he can add to this like bigger structure that we're building, you know. And same with Joey, it's like he can just sculpt people that like look like people, dude. It's like insane. No one like I've never seen anyone that does that like him, you know. That's such a unique talent. And like both those guys like pretty much like taught themselves, you know, like and they both have such unique ways of working, you know, and I have my own unique way of working, you know, but it's so awesome to like get together with like a group of people like that and like make pieces like that, because it's like I could never make that piece like by myself, you know, with all those tight details and the character sculpting on that level. You know, it's like could never be done by any one person, you know. It's like there's so many different like strong kind of suits that we like.
No, they're magical pieces, dude. Like nothing like them. I don't think nothing in the world is like them, really. Like
it's been fun
It's
to
crazy.
make them,
They're
man.
not appreciated yet, like the way they're going to be in
for sure.
the future. Like
Yeah.
it's undeniable. I studied art history.
Yeah.
Like these some crazy.
No, we're still.
movement.
I mean, dude, we're still in a very like niche world of the pipe maker, you know, and it's, you know, that's been one of my goals of like doing all the things that we're doing, you know. It's like it's like been my goal for my whole career, really, is like, even with like back to the sneakers, you know. It's like I made these glass shoes because I wanted to bring glass into a different culture of people who were collecting and that I felt were on the same vibe already. And like, you know, these people already everyone that I knew that was into sneakers and stuff, you know, smoked weed and were part of that kind of vibe. So I was like, if I make glass shoes, that'll get these people into glass too, you know. And it's like these huge crossover worlds of stuff, you know. So it's like, yeah, I think there's so much more of that can be done, you know. And that's just been the idea of like trying to make pieces that kind of transcend, you know, just our little world of, you know, we're finally getting there. Like all of us are now getting to the point where we have the skills and ability to make real artistic pieces at a very high level, you know. So it's like our whole world is evolving, you know, for sure.
Yeah. So who's the next sneaker market? Like what kind of culture
I mean, for
are
me,
you
it's
trying
like
to get?
I mean, you see it with the cars, you know. It's like I've been doing all these car pieces because I'm like, it's already something that I was into myself and all my friends were into. And, you know, I see the whole culture, especially in Southern California, you know.
Car culture, yeah.
It's just a huge thing. So just, you know, that's what I kind of enjoy doing, is making these sick pieces out of glass, you know, that are, yeah, they look awesome, but they also translate to people of like, oh, you know, like this is like something I'm into, you know.
Yeah.
Like maybe I didn't ever thought about like any glass piece being cool, but like I like cars and that's cool and it looks cool. It's like now I'm like into glass. I want to find out more about it,
car.
you know? Yeah, and then just get people into it, you know, and like find out about a whole new world, you know. So it's kind of been the goal with that stuff currently, you know. It's just, yeah, trying to tap into a different scene, you know, and just try to expand, you know. Is that's the whole, I think it's very important, you know, for us to just continue to grow, you know. It's like we don't want to just sit in our little bubble of the cannabis world, you know, which is, I mean, it's been awesome, you know, like, and I think this thing has grown like bigger than I've ever expected it to, for sure, you know. Like from starting in the early 2000s to now, you know, I would have never thought that like we've had all these, you know, pieces that have been made, like,
me neither.
You know, yeah,
crazy.
It evolves so crazy, you know. Like I could have never imagined making the pieces that I'm making today, you know. Like
when you first started.
No, man. I mean, it didn't exist, you know, right? It's like when like in the early 2000s, it's like sculpture was like not a thing, you know. Like people were making like pipes, like standard bongs or like bubblers, and then maybe they were putting like a little sculpture on the side of it, right?
Yeah.
And then I think, no, I couldn't say that. I would say that for the
like,
majority of it, but there were people like, you know, you can't say that like Deppie and Clinton and Darby weren't doing things like that, and even Karsten and Banjo, like really early on, playing around with like sculptural stuff, but to like kind of like how it's been sharpened, you know, nowadays, you know, where everyone kind of figured out their own styles and
yeah, that's happened over
themes,
20 years,
you know. Yeah,
the last 20 years.
But yeah, I mean, early 2000s, it was more just, you know, it wasn't focused yet, you know. There was just this like, everyone was kind of just making crazy stuff and experimenting with like a medium that like no one even knew the possibilities of, really. Like, you know, you had like the guys on the forefront at that time that were just pushing it, you know, that were like you know, what Deppie was doing and what Banjo was doing, and the other, you know, Marcel and all those guys, you know, were just experiment. Like I'm sure when they were making that shit, they're like, I don't know if this is gonna work, you know, but they were like doing it, you know, and I don't know if anyone's gonna buy this, you know, but then someone bought it, you know, and it was like, oh shit, like it's possible and people want it, you know. It's like, so it kept fucking going, you know, and then yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, what it's got to, but yeah, I think you know, we're just getting started, man. It's like, but I will say, like, I think like one of the big turning points, and you probably agree too, is like probably like in the late 2000s, like going into like 2010, like to me, like the main three guys that really like changed the game are gonna be like Elbow, Coil, and Joe, you know, like when they started coming into the scene, because they had like a way different approach to the pipe scene, you know?
Those were,
and like
I mean, Elbow showed me how to use frit, dude. And my first collab ever was an Elbow collab.
Nice.
When he came up, and like that's, I mean, they all came up, and
well, I mean, yeah, it's just his, like, what I mean is like his approach. Like he was the first one to kind of come into the scene with like a really thought out idea and say, hey, like I'm just gonna like focus on this one kind of form and theme and concept and make that like so recognizable instantly as a Elbow thing, you know, like that he's gonna just become fucking like a global icon within the scene, you know, like it's gonna be so, like he's the first guy who ever did that, you know. To that point, everyone was kind of like, either everyone was making shit that kind of looked like each other's, like with all the reversals and all these kind of things that was happening, or you know, no, like the sculpture thing was like there, but everyone who's doing sculpture was just making these one-off crazy things, right? Like no one kind of sat there and had that thought out idea of that, right? So I credit him for kind of like bringing that into the world of pipe making, you know. And then Coil was like the first guy to really push like the collaboration thing, you know. Like I think up until Coil, like no one really, like when Coil did his like money project and he traveled the country, remember that?
Yeah.
And he like collaborated with like over 100 different people. He had the like the form, you know, he created as like a canvas, and everyone like put their little style onto it, you know, and everyone created their own little thing, and that kind of sparked like certain styles for some people, I think, that didn't realize it, but he was the first one to kind of collaborate on that level, you know?
I didn't really like put that together.
Like no one did that before him, dude.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
pretty
after
sick.
that, like the collaborating thing was like exploded, you know? It was like, oh, I want to collab with you. Everybody was collabing with everybody after that, you know? Like he really started it, and it was like him that sparked that, but all three of those guys. And then, you know, once Joe came into the scene, all three of them were collaborating with each other, and they were making these crazy things, and everything became a collab pretty much for a while, you know. It's like, I remember for a long time, it was like, dude, every piece I was making was a collaboration, you know. It's like you almost barely had time to make like a solo piece because you were collabing so often, you know, because it was just like so fun, and it was just such a hot thing, you know?
So I didn't really think about that. So before the monies, like there's really, collabing wasn't really a thing. Like,
dude, the only collabing that you see before that is like you
shop
see,
mates like working together.
I mean, I would say, yeah, there's probably like these one or two, like, oh,
not like
the
styles collabing.
No,
it's
it was
let's
like
work
a
together to
shop.
make this production piece.
Yeah, I know there were collabs like D-Rex Old Studio in Seattle. I know they would do like these collab pieces, and then there were small things happening, but it was few and far between, you know. It wasn't on the level, like no one was collabing with 50 different glass blowers and sitting with like a same style and theme that they were letting other artists like kind of, you know, fill in.
That's dope.
So yeah, I think that's like a huge, like all that stuff just like evolved the glass game for the next decade, you know, and created a whole new kind of thing that was happening. And then Joe just came in and just created like these sculptural aesthetic of pipes that like had never been done before as well, you know. Like he took all everything that he was doing already in the fine art world with Peter, and like just transitioned like super easy into pipe making, and just, yeah, I mean, he had these sculptures that were like, dude, no one's seen shit like that ever in the pipe scene, you know, no one's sculpting like that. So to me, yeah, I always think like those, like, you know, I would give like the 2000 to 2010 era to like the Deppy, Banjo, Marcel, you know, Clinton. But then the 2010 to 20 is like, you can't say that Elbow Coil and Joe were not the most influential, you know, like that changed the game, you know, I think so.
Yep. Wow.
And created it, yeah. And then now we're just like, it's the kind of the next evolution, you know, we're in kind of this new decade of it. And, you know, now we have all of us who have like evolved to such high skill level, and we're trying to, I feel like everybody's trying to figure out how to achieve like the next, like how do we expand? How do we keep expanding, right? Like it is, you know, so we're kind of, but it's like, who's gonna kind of be somebody who comes in and like makes that kind of impact on the scene again, you know? It's like, who, like, we're kind of still,
because with those guys, it was sculpture and branding and collabing with like what really set it off. So what could what do you think could possibly?
I think now it's like, I mean, just the next evolution is just kind of moving into something that can be, it's unfortunate because it's hard, like borosilicate is such a hard object to get scale to, right? Like, that's the hardest thing, is like, it takes so long to make a little piece, you know? But like scale is what is like impactful on like people, and like in a big, you know, in something that's sitting in a room, you know, as a centerpiece, is like, it has to be a large thing, you know? Like, so I think like the next evolution is, you know, something that I've been, you know, what we're trying to do with the Molten Art Classic is like, I feel like the evolution is going to be more team projects, right? Like, you're going to get a team of 5 highly skilled flame workers who can now get together and make a piece in a couple weeks that would take them by themselves 3 months, and be able to get to scale, you know? And now we're getting more like, this is how soft glass works, right? Soft glass has their team of people, and they're able to put together these bodies of work, right? It's like, to me, Boro is going to evolve, I think, into more of group collaboration to get to the scale, you know? It's like, no one could do it by themselves. Like, I don't care. Like, I mean, you know, it's like the shit Buck has done has been insane, you know, and he's probably the only one that's made these pieces that are like this big, like by himself, you know, but it's like, is that sustainable, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, it's like, but it's like, if you can get a crew together that can work, maybe you guys can get to a point where you can do a big project like every month or every other month, you know, and then you get to these big pieces that just haven't been done yet, you know, and then,
that,
you know,
I love that.
I think it's, you know, and I think, you know, Tuba gets it, you know, he's like doing all his installation pieces, but it's like, he has scale to it, you know, and it's like, it's got to be big and it's like, you know, we've taken some of the Molten projects to like different, just random artistic shows that have nothing to do with glass, you know, and it's been amazing to see the public's reaction, like a public that has nothing to do with glass, doesn't know the process of it or anything, but like sees a piece like that and it's so big and so cool looking. It's just like they'll be staring at this thing for like 15 minutes, you know, just like their jaw down, you know, and it's like they don't know anything about glass, you know, but like seeing those type of reactions, I'm like, this is it, you know. It's like, you've got to make these pieces that are just like, it just sucks people in, you know, and it's just like, the small stuff is like, it's for the informed collectors, you know, the people who know about the art, and like, we're just not there yet on a mass scale, you know. So to have the kind of like appreciation from random people who don't understand the medium,
like proof of concept, almost like
proof of concept. Yeah, I mean, just
that people are into it. You see the people go by and they're
that
freaking
reaction.
out.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, for sure,
it's just the right people need to like
it's just
get it in the right spots.
Yeah, I think, yeah. And it will,
Of course it will.
It's, yeah, we've got like, I mean, that's been our whole plan with the molten stuff is, it's been a natural evolution, but it's like once we got to a certain scale, which was the space station, it's like up until that point, it was all Los, dude. Like Los was funding every project we did. He was taking care of all the artists while they're in town. And he was like, even up to the 3rd year when we did the big pirate ship, like he paid everybody for working on that piece. Like we had fucking, I think almost like 15 people that he paid for working on that piece, So he dropped a good chunk of money, to make that happen. And like, after that year, I was like, dude, I want to go bigger, but it's like it's not possible to have him continue to like try and pay everyone. Like I was like, we're gonna go bigger, we're gonna spend more time, we're gonna get more people, but it's like this year for the space station, like no one's gonna get paid. Like we want, like if anybody wants to come out and just make this piece and just see how big we can go, like we're doing it for
passion,
just us, just to see if it's possible.
Dude,
to see what
I didn't know that
from it,
that Los, like, dude,
yeah, the first 3 years he did, dude. Oh, he's done so much for the scene, man. Like he made this whole thing possible, and I mean, even without him paying people for the project, like he's still paying, he's still dropping a ton of money to just like, house all the artists, feed all the artists, like
Los
give everyone taken care of, like he would buy work from everybody when they came in town anyway, and just like, he just made it, made everyone stoked, and so, yeah, without him, dude, it wouldn't have been possible. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, all I had was like, I could just put my time and my skill and my energy and like trying to get all the homies into it, to try and just do something like super special. And yeah, once we did the space station, it was just on after that, and
so how come this is the last one?
So yeah, getting to that point is like, we've basically held on to every single project that we've ever made, and we've showcased them at shows, different, like all the glass shows. We brought them out, and we brought them to different art shows, non-glass shows, and exhibit them in different places. But the whole plan right now is like, we're gonna do this last project, and then we're gonna take this whole body of work and like wrap it up into one like traveling exhibit. So my goal is to hopefully get accepted, present this exhibit idea to a bunch of museums around the country, and then try to just tour the entire body of work, like for like, I don't know, a year or two at least, try to hit like 3, 4, 5, 6 museums, like whatever I can get into, but it seems like it's kind of the right time because they're taking, like museums have been taking more of an interest in the pipe making scene already, just because how elevated it's got, and the type of work that's being made. So we've already got pipes in different museums, and all these pieces that we've done have basically take 10 years to put together, with groups of 15, 20 people at a time. So I don't really think that there's ever been, I mean, definitely within pipe making, like there's never been a bigger body of work that has been like put together and held on by a group of people
then
for this purpose. And the pieces that we have currently, we'll have
Molten Art Classic.
Yeah, I mean, after this project, we'll have 8 pieces that are on that scale and level, and we've never displayed them all at once anywhere, so I think it's going to be fucking awesome. Yeah, and like, the whole goal is
we left the kiln open, dude.
Dude, it's cold in here, bro. We got to heat it up, dude.
Oh, fuck. That's going to be costly. No, that's sick, dude. So,
so I'm excited for that, man. Yeah.
That's great.
That's, it's been building up. We took a couple years off recently just because it's like, it's just hard, man. It's hard to get everyone together and put in the time, It's like I spend, a couple months like planning these things out and working on them here and there. And then we get everyone in the studio together for a couple weeks. And this week is, I mean, this project we're trying to make like the largest one we've ever done. So I'm trying to have a session with some other guys in May, and then start to like pre-plan and work on shit individually, and then we all get together in June for a couple weeks and try and like complete it, you know, but really trying to go big. And this year is just kind of like a more like it's been an evolution of like from the space station where it's just like I think we had 28 people total like involved in that working on it, and it was insane, you know. It was like pretty chaotic at times, but we made it happen, and everyone was like super dope and you know, the right people to do that with. But since then I've kind of like, you know, I think each year it's gotten a little bit smaller, you know. We've kind of like figured out like that sweet number, you know, of people. And so this year is really like not too many cooks in the kitchen, but it's like I want to get it to a point where every single member of the team is like 100% involved in the piece at all times, right? Like, because a lot of times when we had so many people, it's like people would have like this task to do, and then it would be like, okay, that's done. Now we have to wait for these other tasks before we could do anything else. So they're just kind of like chilling now, you know, but it's like figuring out that right number where everyone's kind of fully engaged like the whole time, you know. And this year it's going to be 12 people, and it's like a dozen just like, you know, people, pretty much people that have been with us all every year. And, you know, we've all gotten really good at working with each other and like really evolved in that way, you know. So it's taken a lot of time to like get everyone kind of on the same page and like be able to like
years
work seamlessly
work
together,
like,
you know. It's
shit,
like we play, you know, and like the space station was fun, you know, but was that like you could look at that and you could break that down and be like, oh yeah, like certain things could be tighter on this thing, you know, and like certain things maybe don't make sense at all. It's just like, but we were just having fun, you know, and like it's a representation of like the moment and the people and all of us, you know. So it's just like this whimsical piece that we didn't really care. We were just having a good time, you know, and that's what it represents. But some of the like last couple projects that we've done, it's been more thought of as like, okay, if we're gonna continue, like let's start tightening this up, you know, and getting everything more fluid and like make it just look very cohesive. Everyone's on the same page, you know. And so that's really where it went with like the robot. I think was probably the most technical piece that we had done.
The Kiln
Buster, yeah. So I mean, just technically is like how that was put together and how everything had to line up so perfectly. And you know, you got 2 guys working on the legs, 2 guys working on the feet, 2 guys working on the arms, some guys working on the chest, you know, and then we're all coming together and it's like fitting perfectly. It's like everybody has to be on such the same page, you know, to be able to do that. So it's it's like it's an evolution of years of working together and working like that together, you know, these big projects and really be able to trust everybody that they're gonna do everything that you can do. And it's like it's really a special group of people too, man. I mean, not everybody is able to kind of work way outside of like whatever their normal realm is, like, and you know how that is. It's like sculpt, like you can get locked into like a certain style of stuff and then it's hard to like jump out of that and do something completely different, you know. But some people are just like very talented at that, you know, and those are the people that like I've tried to grab, you know. Like Icky's a good example of that. Like another just like super talented, can do anything, you know. Like he has his own style and his stuff that he does, you know, but it's like he can do like anything, dude. Like it's amazing how good he is, you know. Amazing. And like it's just, you know, Rocco's one of those guys, like Coil's like that, dude. And Rhino's been jumping in the last few years and he's really good at that too. Like it's man, it's really cool to, it's a certain group, you know. It takes a certain group for sure, you know. But I really think like, you know, maybe I was having this conversation in Vegas too with someone and it was like, you know, maybe there's going to be a group of young kids who, you know, start to like get together and like start to throw out these bigger collaborations together, you know, and
Maybe.
like start to like just push that kind of idea, you know. And it is hard though, you know. It's hard because it's like I said, you know, it's a lot of time and resources and stuff, so you got to have people who back you up and support it. And it takes a lot, man, you know. This year we're trying to do like the documentary to like kind of follow the exhibit around, and you know, we're trying to finish that
So
up.
what's that all about? You like
So
is that the Hulu thing, or no, that's different?
No, this is just for the Molten Art Classic. We're trying to do just a short film, maybe like 20 minutes, but something that's going to explain the concept of the project,
evolution.
you know. Yeah, the
Have you
evolution of it.
Been filming for this already, like since kind of?
We've got footage over the years, but it's, you know, we're going to be picking from footage over the years a little bit, but it's mainly going to be focused on this year's project, like kind of a start to finish run through, and then just kind of a brief explanation of like the concept of it and how we've evolved, just to kind of run with the exhibit, you know, so people who come into the museum and like see all these pieces can like see, hey, what's this about, you know, and like, oh, this is a group of like pipe makers all got together and just made these crazy pieces over the 10 years, you know, and just put this crazy body of work that's like really like pushing, you know, flame working, you know, to a new level, hopefully, you know, and hopefully it garners like more recognition for the pipe makers all around, you know, and our whole industry and our whole scene, and not just pushes our pieces up, but like allows like more, you know, exposure and opportunity in different ways, you know. Who knows, maybe those exhibits run really well, and now all these museums are like, hey, actually, like, we want to do more pipe maker exhibits, you know, and they start reaching out to people, like, because I know Salt has a crazy body of work that he's held on to, and I think, you know, there might be other people too, you know. Like, it's hard to hold on to a lot of work.
Well, it will definitely be in museums, but sooner than later, hopefully. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
What an amazing thing you're doing, dude. It's crazy.
It's crazy, man. And it's just like, we never set out to do it, you know. It's like, I think that's the coolest thing about it, is that we literally just like did this just naturally, like just having fun with each other, you know, and everyone being down, like, oh shit, like, yeah, you want to go bigger this time? Okay, like, let's go, dude. And like everyone just being like super down, you know, and having, someone like Carlos to fucking just back it up, you know, and be like, yeah, let's do it, man. Like,
that's sick.
Yeah, so it's awesome, man. I'm really excited for this summer, finally get this last one down, and you know, it won't be the last big collaboration, but for this body of work, the
Molten Classic, you might
just for that, this kind of like thing, you know. I think because like I'm already thinking like beyond that, and like a big, even like bigger, like to go bigger than the pieces that we've currently been doing. It's like, it's either something where we're gonna have to get outside like funding, like people who really want to like throw down to have us do something bigger, or you know, we have to break this up into like multi-year kind of concepts, you know, like where we have these group gatherings once a year, but like now we're gonna do this like
not
2 or 3 years in a
yeah.
row for one idea.
Oh wow.
You know? Like, like, and that's the shit that like gets me like fucking fired up, you know, like, because that to me
you can
is
really
like
think about it for the whole year until
just think about it. But it's like, those are the pieces to me that like represent like the things that we see in history of, like, you know, the Sistine Chapel and shit, and like these pieces that these artists spent years to create, you know, and like have like are still like mesmerizing to see, you know, and you can't fathom how much time went into them, you know. Like, I think that's eventually like, you know, I have to do a project like that that's gonna like just be like that.
Just work on it from like 50 to 70.
Dude, even if I mean, you have to like, it's the only way to do shit like it, you know.
That's
it's like
insane.
glasses is just so hard, man. It's so time consuming, and you know, unless you just have fucking, you know, 10 guys who can just, you know, don't need to make any money for an entire year, like, it's hard, you know. Or if we get to a point where we can finally, you know,
get the funding,
you know, get
Dude, that's insane.
Which I think is,
that's
it's going to
your
happen,
inspiration.
It's going to happen, but it's like, you have to build, it's like, not like, you can't just expect, like, I can never expect to like sell a piece like one of these big projects without ever making it first, right? Like, you can't talk like, I don't like, it's a dream to think someone's just going to show up at your doorstep one day and be like, dude, just make me $1 million piece, dude, here's $1 million, dude, like, just make it, like, I don't know, you kind of got to put you got to grind up to it, but then one day, like, I believe that will happen, for sure. Like, once you prove it, like, once you prove
that's
the
how you got to do it. If you build it, it will happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, that's amazing. Wow. Bro, you are so smart, dude, about a lot of things. It's really great.
I mean, dude, like I said, it's just like, a lot of it is just like, it just happens, man. Just being around the right people, like they always says, like, you want to surround yourself with like-minded people, good people, hardworking people, and things happen, it's like, you all rise each other up, like, you can't be, you don't want to be stuck being dragged down, like, you want to just be around good people. So yeah, it's
just
been
keep
like,
showing up, and eventually it will happen.
For sure, dude.
This episode is brought to you by Puffco, the gateway device that still earns respect. Puffcos are a great entry-level dab device. It's not some corny beginner toy. It actually rips. It actually tastes good. It actually respects your rosin. All you do is set it, forget it, and get high. Go to puffco.com, grab yourself one today. Life is hard. Getting good weed shouldn't be. World Needs Cannabis makes it incredibly easy. They have a hand-selected menu, and it's shipped discreetly to your door. If you've been hankering to take a load off, this is how adults buy weed now. Go to worldneedscannabis.com, use code STASH25 for 25% off your order. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed.
Should we shut the kiln door, or you just like to run it like that?
No, we got to keep the studio.
It is kind of chilly in here, I guess. All right, we'll run it.
Like 87 here today, man.
Well, bro, that's an amazing goal, mission, like, what accomplishment. I can't wait to see it go to all the museums. Like,
yeah, man, I'm excited.
It's gonna be epic.
It's a lot of work that's just been like in hiding, but it's like got a purpose, and so it's about to be realized, and yeah, it's super
all this
dope,
hard
man.
work's gonna pay off, dude. It's amazing.
Super dope.
And you're going to Corning soon. You can talk to them all about that, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we've got a lot of connections nowadays for the museum stuff. Z's actually doing a ton of work. She's
Kim?
She's been doing a lot of exhibits like at different museums, and she's doing the I think it's the Pilchuck residency right now. The East Coast one. Is that correct? No, Pilchuck's the West Coast one.
Pilchuck's West Coast, yeah.
I think she's at Penland.
Penland.
Yeah. Yeah, she's
I gotta get out to some of these schools and check them out.
She's coming out. But you're teaching at Corning, right?
I'm teaching at Corning this summer, yeah. But like I've never been to Penland or Pilchuck.
Me neither. It's hard, dude. It's hard to get out of all that stuff. Have you taught at Corning before?
I TA'd for Coil.
Oh, you TA'd
a couple
for
years
Coil?
ago. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're just doing a solo class?
Me and Fit is coming.
Oh, right. Nice.
Yeah.
Tight, dude.
Yep. So we're gonna bust something out. Cool.
Tight, dude.
I'm gonna go stay in Canada for a little while too, see my family.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I'm supposed to go out. What you're doing, June or?
July.
July?
Nice. July 6th, yeah.
July 6th? Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think me and Coyle are supposed to do August.
Are you going up for the gas conference there?
No.
Okay.
I won't be
That's
able
in
to.
June,
Yeah.
I guess, right? Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but it was just like, once we planned all this stuff out, yeah.
You guys are
we're
building
gonna do
that.
this. I'll be working on that, and then I got accepted into this art show.
Oh yeah, what's that about? In Laguna?
Yeah, so this the down in the Laguna Canyon, they have like all these art shows that run all summer. It's kind of like the coolest thing we have in Southern California. So I've been doing some exhibits there the past couple of years at one of the other shows that I finally got into. It's like all juried entries, but I got into this one and did that for the last couple of years, and it was super cool. You know, it's just completely different, like scope of people down there, you know, completely outside of our realm and our world. I was making all non-functional stuff for it.
Yeah,
So,
I remember that. You're making those fish and stuff.
last
right?
year I did like a whole sea life exhibit. Yeah. The previous year I'd exhibited a lot of my car stuff there, but
How'd that go? Like
it was my first time doing that show when I brought all the cars and stuff, and I realized that like a lot of those pieces were just a little overpriced for that type of show and like the clientele that they had coming in. Like that one specifically was, I would say, more on like, not like the craft fair, but kind of like in the middle, you know, like they're definitely selling like, you know, couple $1,000 pieces, you know, original paintings and stuff. But, you know, once you get over $10,000, it's pretty limited to those type of customers coming in there. So I really, like, the second year I did it, I was like, I just want to hit the base of customers, you know. So I went back to like all the sea life stuff I used to do back in the day. And kind of it was kind of fun to just revisit that after so many years, you know, with all like kind of the evolved skills and make a bunch of new stuff. But I pretty much
like spray some of those too, you were saying?
Yeah, I got some stuff like Dichro coated. That was really cool. I made some wall hanging stuff and just some freestanding sculptures, but I've been wanting to do that for a long time. And so that was kind of the first time that I played around with that. And I learned a lot with that. And actually that kind of like, it was, I was actually happy that like I went like with these smaller pieces to play around with that at first, because I did learn a lot in kind of what looks good and what doesn't look good, and things that I thought had to be done. Actually, it was like the opposite of like, just to get the Dichro to come out and look really well on the glass. So when I did,
do you have to sandblast it first for that?
No, or? So that was the thing, is like, I was assuming, just because of the pieces that I had seen in the past, they were always clear sandblasted pieces that were Dichro coated. And so I was like, oh, okay, you have to sandblast it, you know? But it's actually, dude, when you sandblast a clear piece and Dichro coat it, it like makes it way harder to see the Dichro. You have to like look at it at like the perfect angle to like see it. So just blasting clear glass with no sandblasting is way better, dude.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah, you see, I mean, it's like a sheet of Dichro, you know? It's like, you see that fucking mirror, you know? And that's how I did the F1 car that I just blasted. And like, dude, that thing came out like this mirror that just like flows from like gold to purple and blue. And it's like, dude, it came out, I was so, if I sandblasted that, I would have been so upset, you know, because it just doesn't, you have to look at it at like the perfect angle, or it just looks like a clear piece, you know?
Have you seen what Tuba's doing?
I talked to him about that. It's like some different process.
It's a vacuum chamber, and they use it for like hardening the surfaces of bolts and whatever, like in the industry.
I mean, that's similar. I mean,
but
Dichro,
you got to sandblast that.
Dichro's done in a vacuum chamber as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's coating it with like some different stuff.
Yeah, it's
I don't know, like, maybe it's a similar thing, but
you have to sandblast it for that.
You have to sandblast to get it to coat. Yeah. Yeah, it's super sick. I mean,
isn't that cool? Like it's so chameleon, dude. Like it changes.
Yeah, I hit him up when he first posted that, and I was like, dude, what is that? Is it Dichro? He's like, nah, man, this is something. It's sick.
They use it to harden parts, so they get extra wear on things. So it's used like for industrial purposes. But he knows the guy, and you can get like a unit, but it's like a lot to like.
See, and that's just like shit. Like he's just like hanging out with people, talking to different people, and then it's like, totally, you know, like that shit happens, you know. So it's like, that's what's cool, man. It's like, you never know what you're gonna figure out, or what's gonna happen, you know. But
what do you predict the next 10 years is looking like? With where's glass gonna go?
I mean,
if everything goes well and there's no nuke or meteorites.
I mean, dude, and like, if you're just talking about like the glass pipe space, I think, you know, we're we're so evolved and large now that, you know, it's never gonna go away. We're definitely seeing like a slowdown from what like I consider like just like this kind of like golden like bull run, right? That we were a part of, you know, and it was just like the perfect storm of like, you know, basically weed going from like completely illegal to like seeing medical, you know, and seeing it kind of push into the mainstream a little bit, and then everybody just talking about it and wanting to legalize it, right? And like it's just this huge forefront like topic of everybody's, you know, like the whole culture in the world is, you know, it's all about weed and like the is it going to be legalized, whatever. So we're part of that, and then we see this evolution of hash making and stuff that happens, and that evolves the whole scene. And so, you know, we were part of this era where like it was blowing my mind for a long time of like, dude, I couldn't believe that like, you know, the market was expanding so fast, and the amount of people that were getting into weed and like getting into glass was like faster than people being able to like learn how to blow glass, right? It's like it was a small group of people that kind of the market was growing, and then the market just exploded, you know? And so you couldn't like we didn't have like there weren't enough glass blowers to satisfy the demand, you know? It was like anybody who picked up a fucking torch and practiced for a year or two was all of a sudden a full-time living glass blower, right? Like you could make a living off pipe making pretty easily for a good amount of time. And like not just a living, but like a lot of people could make like a really good living off of it because there was just so much money flooding in, you know, from all different angles of the cannabis world and everything, you know? So, you know, that is not a sustainable thing. I never thought it was, you know? I always thought eventually this whole thing is going to evolve to a point like every other artistic medium slash craft, you know, because we're kind of in that blend, right? Of like, you know, you're making a basic pipe that has a purpose to be used, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be considered artistic to like very artistic, a lot of time put into these very unique, one of a kind things that, you know, but what I was saying is like, eventually the market's going to, you know, the amount of makers are going to catch up to the demand, and now you're going to have a very more competitive, you know, kind of market, and like not everyone's necessarily going to be able to make a living off of it, right? Like you're going to have to come correct with something that's not only unique, but like you can build your own kind of demand for, you know. It's like you can't rely on outside like sources to like kind of like create a demand for you, right? Like that's kind of gone.
You're gonna have to rise above the.
You're gonna have to do something, you know. You're gonna have to. You have to wear all the hats, you know. It's like you can't just be a maker, right? You got to be a marketer, and you got to be a social person, and you got to be able, or you got to get someone to help you with that, you know. It's like, or you got to just figure out a way
to be a glass blower.
It's definitely not as easy as that golden era, you know. It's like, so but like I try to tell kids like that are, you know, because I talk to a lot of young kids right now who are kind of like, oh man, like all I see are these rumors of like glass is dead, and like I don't know if I should keep pursuing this. And you know, I'm just like, it's like, don't even worry about that. It's like, if you enjoy working with glass, you're going to find a way to continue to do it, right? Whether that means like while you're learning, you have to have another side job, right? Like, I mean, I had like, I'm pretty sure we all did that in the beginning. Like everybody had to figure out something while you're learning, but you know, and then it's just like, make what you like, you know, figure out like what you enjoy to make. Don't care about what anyone else is making or selling or what's hot or hype, you know. It's like, if you can just figure out what you like, right? And then you find your own voice, and then you're going to find the people who like want to collect that from you, you know, and then boom, now you're building your own thing, you know, from like step one, you know, and then that's like the main thing, you know. And then eventually you evolve to like the bigger scope of it, but like that's just the starting, you know. So I think it's just like,
wow, that's some good advice.
Yeah, you know,
you got to find your voice. Let's find your own voice.
It's hard, man. It's like, and it's harder than it ever was for us, I think, you know. I mean, I can't like, there was there was crazy glass getting made like when we started, but at the level it is now today, you know, it's like I would be probably overwhelmed as well. Like even just like looking at myself, like thinking about myself in like 2001 or 2 when I was just starting, and like looking at glass and being like, I have no fucking idea how that's made. Like I would be looking at the pieces I'm making nowadays and be like, there's no, I would just like be like, I should just quit, you know, like I'm never gonna make that. Like that's how I would feel, you know. But it's like, no, it's like you can't worry about that, you know. Just know that that level exists, you know, and that like, you know, hopefully there's like that one person in your life that like has support for you, you know. It's like, I think that's the most detrimental thing, is like if people don't have at least like one person in their life who can tell them, you know, you can do it, you know, or like, I believe in you, right? Like you just got to have one person like that in your life, and then it becomes like something that can be possible, you know. But I mean, I'm sure people have succeeded in life without that, but it's like super, that's like, you know, that's fucking crazy, you know. Like I think that's a really important thing for sure. But I think, yeah, moving forward though, I think it's just, we're gonna keep evolving, you know. It's like the shit is just hard right now because the whole, like there's so much uncertainty with like our economy right now, and like just there's so much going on in the news, obviously, you know. So people are just you know, and we're dealing with like a really insane amount of inflation that happened from COVID and everything that was done during that period. So I think, you know, we're just like we're in kind of like a lull of like economy, you know, right now, where it's like maybe not like a recession, but like definitely kind of like a low of, you know.
Yeah.
So everything's gonna suffer at that point, you know. It's like it's gonna be harder to get people to spend money on things that they don't necessarily have to live, right? It's all accessory. So, you know, you have to make things that people who still can afford the accessories, you know, want. And like for the established artists like ourselves, you know, we still have these connections, you know, we've got a market that we've built. But yeah, it's going to be difficult, you know. I think just like you just got to kind of hang on right now, you know, and wait for everything to kind of a wave to like curve back up, you know. And I really think right now, like we're on the kind of like, you know, we hit this like shock of like, oh man, like it's definitely not like it was in the golden run, you know, but like where are we now? But now it's like it's kind of leveled out, you know. And I think we're kind of getting back to like a more realistic like idea of like what this is going to look like, you know. It's like not everyone's going to be able to do it full time, you know, for a living. You're going to have to, a lot of people that want to continue maybe just do it for a hobby or part time, you know. And then you will have like the elite guys who can market and create and do it all, you know, be able to continue, you know. But I think even us, you know, like we're like, you're doing podcasts, like I've got these other projects that I'm doing, like we're all evolving, you know. It's like, and that's what our whole scene was about, evolving, you know. Like I feel like since I started in 2001, every year was like an evolution and a step, right? Like we were just in the like pipe world doing those steps, you know. But now it's like, now we're like, all right, like we've built up all of this like clout, and like we have all these big followings, and we have like, you know, amassed like resources. So now we can do the next things, right? That take those resources and like the things that we couldn't do when we were just coming up, you know. But now it's like we can do these new things that I think are gonna help us evolve to the next thing, you know.
Wow. You might just be right.
But I'm just like, I don't know. You'll never hear me be like, oh man, like shit sucks, you know. Like I'm just not that type of person. Like I don't care. I'll go like, and I mean, dude, I've gone you know, there's been like plenty of times where I'll go like maybe weeks without ever selling a piece or more sometimes, you know. And I mean, sometimes I'll just like, I'll just get into, I'll be in my studio working and I don't even care. Like I'm just working, you know. But it's like everything is like I put everything out there to like it you know, it all comes back eventually when you need it, you know. It's like when I go back to like what I was telling you like about kind of like the universal like law of like attraction and like how, you know, you whatever you put into the universe comes back to you, right, at a, like an equal level, right? So it's like you have to, you know, I'm always like I always believe that like whatever I will need, you know, I put enough out there that, you know, whenever I do need something, like the universe is gonna provide it for me, you know. And it always happens, dude. I swear. It's like anytime that I'm like down and like, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, like boom, out of nowhere, like something happens, you know, and I'm like, oh fuck, dude, like wow, dude, like it's crazy, you know. Like if you think about your life like that, like, you know. But if you're just like someone who's just like constantly like negative and that's all you focus on, and like you're just draining yourself and the people around you, and like you're never thinking about like, oh man, what could I do to like provide something for someone else, maybe, you know, like and then spark those things, you know. It's like it's a real thing, dude. It's really
it really is,
yeah,
dude. It's a secret to the universe.
Yeah,
man.
it is, man. And it's like even to the basicest thing of us, like, you know, when we create a piece, you know, we sell it to somebody, it's like that was like, yeah, we got money, we received money for selling that piece, but this person got this piece and they like are getting something from that, you know, like they wanted it and they have it now and they can smoke out of it and show their friends it's bringing them joy, you know. And like they keep it and they're like, yeah, I got this little collection, and it's like, and we made an exchange, you know. So that's like the universe, right? It's like, and there's so many instances of that that's not even based on like money, you know, but just things like that, you know, that just always like, yeah, I really believe in that like kind of thing, you know. And so it's I just never, yeah, I never take that like pessimistic attitude, I would say, you know. And you can't, you know, you just can't, you can't let that get to you, you know, because the universe will provide for you, you know. You just have to, you have to be providing, you have to figure out what you can do, you know. And it's not always a money thing, you know. It's like you can always provide value to somebody or something somewhere, you know. Yeah. Even just like
make someone's days better.
Someone,
yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just talking to someone.
Help a stranger.
Dude. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, there's something to it. That's some really good advice.
But yeah, I mean, the Hulu thing, dude. That's coming out on 4/20, and I think you know, this is really exciting because it's like, dude, we haven't had anything on TV in a long time, or like a streaming service, you know, like. So I think we're long overdue.
It's called 420 on 420.
It's called 420 on 420, yeah. And it's supposed to be, I forgot, they told me what the other 3 parts are, but it's gonna be a 4-part series, 20 minutes each, all on cannabis culture. One of them is gonna be about glass. So what I was told by the producers, like they've interviewed like Bob Snodgrass, Tommy Chong, Jason Harris, you know, and they've got kind of like a little bit on the background of like Operation Pipe Dreams and kind of what went down and the suppression of pipes and stuff. And, you know, get Bob in there. It's like kind of the godfather of the scene. And then they came out here to kind of get like a kind of more modern look at the industry. And so they asked us to get a bunch of collectors together. So we set up where Ziggy's has their sesh in the back area, their backyard. You know, Carlos got in touch with a bunch of like dope collectors in the area. They all came down, brought all their pieces, you know, probably like 25 or 30 people. And like, it was super sick, man. I gotta say, like just having like all these like true heads, like these true OG guys been in and around for a long time, collecting glass, just like everybody's just like dope, you know, like no, everyone's there because they really fucking love the scene. They love weed. They love the cannabis culture. They love all the people in it. You know, they love glass. They're fucking all about the art. You know, they got to interview all the collectors and get their point of perspectives. And then we busted out like one of our molten art pieces and like seshed out of it, like the big monster truck.
Oh, the
so
monster
like
truck?
Carlos is like taking a fat rip out of the monster truck. I really hope they put that shot in it. Yeah.
Sick.
But yeah, I mean, it's going to be the first thing that we've seen on TV in a long time. So it's going to be short and sweet, but hopefully it's like, it sparks like interest in maybe their film crew that got, it was like Jimmy Kimmel's like film crew that like
No way.
put this thing together. Yeah, like it was his idea. Like apparently he's like fascinated with like glass pipes and stuff. So he
Really?
like requested one of the episodes to be about glass. Yeah, this is what the producer told me. So pretty interesting. Yeah, so hopefully it gets like good views. I mean, when it comes out, everyone should fucking watch it, you know, and then maybe, you know, they're interested in doing more, you know, because I really think like there's a lot that we can do, you know, like we've taken shots at it, but I think, you know, there's so much that we could do, you know, and provide these cool kind of like content experiences for people. And I know, you know, hopefully like this little documentary we're making with the Molten turns into something that we could potentially get streaming. And I've heard some rumors of some other documentaries I don't want to mention right now, but there's some other things in the works by some other artists as well, that I think, who knows, man. Yeah. The future is looking pretty sick right now. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, man. I think the wave
Is it?
you know? Oh, you've heard?
We'll bleep that out.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I don't know what he's working on, but I heard he's working on something. Yeah.
Well, I think, you know, like painters can make prints of their work and sell a
True.
bunch of them. And what do we got? Video,
That's the hard
content,
thing, man.
you
Yeah.
know?
Honestly, and it's so true, man. Honestly, because yeah, that's the hard thing about our medium, you know, is we can't, everything we sell has to be an original, you know.
Until we get like the laser 3D printers and they can just like, scan it and like
how
print
many
it otherwise.
printers, like I don't know one painter that survives off of just originals and like never does, you know.
No, they make
there's
thousands.
nobody.
Yeah.
Most of them make most of their money on prints, you know, because it's more attainable for a lot of people, you know. And so yeah, that's kind of where we're stuck in, like, you know, we really can't make cheap, affordable stuff. Like I wish I could, you know. I get people hitting me up all the time who are like, you know, find out about my work from doing these different art shows and stuff, and just, you know, I wish I could do it for cheaper, you know. It's like I really wish I could. And it's like I'm not like, it's not like selling one of my cars for 20 grand is like I'm getting rich, you know. It's like, no, that's like the lowest I could physically sell it for and like do it again, you know.
Yeah, per
like,
hour.
literally, dude. Yeah, it's like, so it's like, you know, but it's still a $20,000 piece, you know. It's like, so it's yeah, man. I think the content thing is like, that's kind of like a new thing, right? It's like that didn't exist for decades.
Social
of
media
painters and
didn't
stuff.
exist.
Yeah, none of it, you know. So that it's a new thing that is like, I think widely being just we're just missing that as a whole, as an industry right now, you know.
Do you
like
think,
you're
NFTs will ever come back, or like selling a piece of your like a limited edition of Emmett, you know, or something like that? Does that make sense?
I do believe that those were ahead of their time. Like, to me, when that stuff makes sense, and it's not even going to be 10 years from now, it might be 5 years from now, and not even when, like, because I see like so you have VR, right? Like that's like everyone's like, okay, like VR, like we think.
Oh, you know, I have VR.
Yeah, we play VR, yeah. But to me, like the next thing is AR, right? The augmented reality. So this is going to be just regular, and
the
they've
new
got
ones
the glasses.
have that, right? But they're going to be more like this. But the new ones, you can play games augmented, like there's.
But they're going to be like, you know, what I was reading is like, once these glasses get evolved, it's just going to be a regular pair of glasses, you know. It's not going to be heavy or anything, and it's going to be you're literally going to be able to, like, it's going to map your whole world. And so like you could put like a layer over your whole, like you could turn your entire experience into like Star Wars. everyone would look like a Star Wars character or anything.
Yeah.
Or like NFTs. Everyone could have like an NFT t-shirt or whatever, you know, that's like, this is my NFT t-shirt, one of one. Like, I'm walking around. Anyone who has the AR glasses on is going to see
He's
this.
got them. They're just $10,000.
Well, yeah,
that's
what I'm saying.
They're going to
like,
be consumer.
it's going to be
price.
10 years probably before it's like widely used, you know?
Wow, you're right.
But
That's not going anywhere.
Dude, they're going to replace everything.
Even my Meta glasses, dude. I went to Argentina with the translate mode. People were talking to me, and it just translates in your ear.
Dude, they're gonna replace the cell phone. It'll just be glasses everyone wears. It might come down to like a contact eventually, you know, but it's gonna replace the cell phone for sure. It's gonna replace like a lot of shit that's just like TVs you won't need anymore. You just wear your glasses and it's gonna project your TV. You don't need a TV anymore. Like so many different things that we have.
Are people gonna start getting? Well, I guess everyone wears glasses all day long, every day anyway, so it's no different.
I mean, that's the thing. I think it's gonna be, you know, it's gonna take a while to get people into it, but like, did you think anyone would just like walk around with a phone all day? And they do, you know, like in their hands.
No,
so
these are gonna be obsolete.
Once you go hands free, and you're just like this, you know, like. So I think when all that
probably
comes,
will be a contact at one point, and you're just.
I think the contact, yeah, and then after that, it's gonna be the Black Mirror, just a little thing you plug on the side of your head, and it fucking just like boop, like you're gone, dude.
Wow. Are you gonna try it? If it happens in your lifetime?
Dude, yeah, like I'm getting the helper robot for sure once that comes out. Like that thing's cooking and cleaning for me. I'll be in the AR world all day for sure. Once they give what I'm stoked for, it's like the exoskeleton like suit. So when I'm all old and like when we're like 80, dude, we'll have the exoskeleton. Now we can blow glass. We won't have to hold anything. You
think
know?
So?
Oh, for sure, dude.
My
yeah.
God,
like we'll be able to walk everything, dude. Like you won't have to have any like muscle or anything, dude. Yeah, we'll be. Dude, we're set, dude.
It's gonna be like Futurama.
Yeah, we're set, dude. Like next 20 to 30 years is like the
it's the age of Aquarius.
It's gonna be, dude. It's honestly like we're living during the craziest times of technology.
I think
so. Now, you know, like we're gonna see, like, and it's not even like you can't even like compare it like our grandparents, right? Like,
yeah,
my oldest grandparents who had just like passed away at like 95-ish or something. You know, it's like they saw like everything. You know, pretty much like they were born and there wasn't a refrigerator, right? And then they lived to see like.
The internet
and everything, but it's like that evolution
with
like over 100 years,
now,
like we're
like
gonna see that kind of shift in like 10 years.
Yeah.
You know, like so that's gonna be like like the whole world.
But could it go sour
different.
with AI and there's no controlling it?
For sure, dude. No one knows, dude. Like that's the thing. It's like we're like guinea pigs for everything, dude. We've been guinea pigs for the internet. We've been guinea pigs for social media. We're gonna be guinea pigs for virtual reality, artificial intelligence. Like
what a time to be alive.
We're gonna be guinea pigs for everything. We're gonna get fucked by everything most likely, and then they're gonna like figure out what they did wrong to us, you know. And then they're gonna figure it out, you know. But we're gonna get to play with everything, you know, at least. So like we're gonna have like the no rails, like we could do, you know. It's like when our parents grew up and like you know fireworks were legal everywhere. You could just drink anywhere you wanted to, like. Yeah. That's like us for like technology, you know. It's just like no rails, like do whatever you want, you know.
Yeah,
that's like us.
And they're gonna kind of hone it in once they see, oh shit, people are getting like talking to AI and getting AI psychosis or whatever.
It's gonna be crazy, dude. Yeah, I can't wait, dude. It's gonna be fun.
It's wild, man. And now the new AGI, like.
But we have good, like I like our kind of jobs for, you know, we're in the right
not
gear.
Being replaceable.
Yeah, you know, like as. Because I don't even think like digital art is definitely going to be a thing, you know. So the like paint, like people who paint and stuff are going to have to translate their art into that realm, I think, at some point, because it's going to be such a huge, like I really believe like the Spielberg movie, the Ready Player One, like right, like that's to me the end evolution of video games is like you're going to have an open world thing that people enter in VR. And it's just it's one world that everyone goes to, and all your games and experiences are in this one place, right? And I think like it's gonna be like like Rockstar Games creating like GTA, like the next version of GTA is like these guys are like building to that, you know. Like I think eventually that company is going to evolve and create the kind of Ready Player One world of like, because that's what the next GTA is going to be, like the most immersive open world.
Is it VR
game.
already?
It's not going to be VR, but it's going to be like the largest world, like most, you know, they're
okay, so like their network.
They're like introducing like AI into all the like the PCU things that like
PCU
or CP, whatever they call like the
players,
the characters
like
in
the
there,
NPCs.
the NPCs, yeah. So they're gonna be like AI controlled, so they're gonna be acting like
they'll have their own like personalities.
Yeah, dude, yeah. So
wow,
but I totally see that happening for like video games. You know, eventually it's gonna evolve to where you just come into this open world and it's like a fucking universe of and it's all just one thing, you know. And
well, like when you were a kid, could you even imagine like talking on your phone with the video like live to somebody?
No,
like,
dude. I mean, dude,
it's not even possible. It's like Dick Tracy.
This is like a fucking more powerful than like the computers we played on like as teenagers, dude. You know,
more,
like
more powerful
I
than
had
the
at, like,
Apollo.
Computer I had at like 16 or 17 years old, like this is way more powerful, dude.
Like a
the
Commodore 64?
Are like, dude, this is like sicker than like a $5,000 Canon camera in like fucking 2000, you know? Like, it's insane, dude. Like,
so can we even imagine what it's going to be like in 10 years with AI and quantum computing and all that shit?
That's what I'm saying. It's going to happen so quick,
we can't even
man.
fathom it, dude, right now.
It's going to happen so quick because they're going to be able to use that to just make jumps like way faster, you know? So it's like, it's taking them so long to create like GTA 6 right now, right? Because they're all having to program it and do all this shit. But it's like, maybe by the time they're ready to do the next bigger one, like AI can just fucking knock out all of these things like way faster, so they can produce that way faster, you know? And then the next thing way faster. And then,
okay, but Ready Player One, like I kind of got into that, but I tend to fall asleep a little bit, but I'm going to go rewatch
You never watched that movie? Oh, I love that movie, dude.
Well, that's
so
Steven
sick.
Spielberg.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But
He's
that's
about
where they
to
have
do
the white...
number 2 as well.
Oh, I was thinking of, what's that? They have like the white headset and like people are dying in it. It's like maybe, I thought it was a series.
There was a series on Amazon
like,
that I really liked. That was called Peripheral.
Oh, no.
Not that one?
No,
but the Spielberg one was the movie you're probably thinking about. Where like, yeah, it's like they don't die. The person doesn't die, but like it was like you know, they're building up this character inside the world, and if you die in that world, like you lose everything. You have to start from zero.
Yeah,
you know.
And people were like, "Don't put that on," right? Were people like, I don't know, maybe I rewatch that movie.
I don't know. Peripheral was another trippy one. You should watch that if you've never seen that. Yeah, okay. It got canceled after the first year because of COVID, but that was like I would say that was like a more futuristic idea of like VR, where that was one where it was like, and this I feel like will happen as well too. But it was like a headset they would put on, but it was like one that's like, it, like I said, it was like the Black Mirror shit where it like takes over your subconscious. Like you're out and you're having an outer body experience.
Whoa.
But it was like they had created this, like, it's too hard to explain the whole concept, but they had created this thing that was like, you would go into like a robot into the future, and like your body, your conscience would like go into this body, and like you were in like a real, like you could feel everything, like, dude, it was like, and then they would come out of it and they were like, it felt like I was there. Like, I don't know, it's a trip, dude.
Wow.
I can't even explain it, dude, but I love that shit, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows where it will go. What was that other show where they go and like kill people on like cowboy reserves, and they like rich people, and they were AI bots or something, and like it was called, I can't think of it. But I'm gonna watch those.
Ready Player One's the shit, dude.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, I fucking love that one. They bring all the nostalgia into it, you know, all the old school video games and shit. Like, it's fucking awesome.
I have to watch that, yeah.
Yeah. But that new Spielberg one about the
Disclosure?
alien invasion, dude, that shit looks sick.
Yeah. That does look sick.
Yeah.
What do you think about all that? Do you think we're going to get disclosure in 2026 here?
Dude, it's so funny. I think Trump just
Like,
said
well,
like he's
they
gonna
already
tell.
said that.
Yeah. Did you watch the new documentary, The Age of Disclosure?
I haven't seen it, no.
So it's like, I don't know, if you're like into, like we're into it, you know, so it's a lot of things, like you've probably seen everything that they cover in it pretty much, but it's just interesting because this is the first documentary that was like supposedly all kind of like government people, like people who were inside of the government and like know about the programs and seeing everything, and like they're essentially like, yes,
Like they're
like
legit.
we have
people.
crashed spacecraft from fucking 100 years ago even. Like we've back engineered this shit. Like this, all the things that we're seeing flying around, that like the fighter pilots are tracking these like tic tac things that are moving. Like this is shit that we've back engineered. It's not really UFOs, you know? Because the thing that gets me is like, so they're tracking all these things on Earth, like these tic tacs, and they're like these transmedium things, you know, pass through the ocean and doesn't even fuck with it. And like, you know, we don't have that tech or whatever, but it's like, if these things are like coming into our atmosphere, like wouldn't we have like video of them at some point, like coming into the Earth? Like we have so many satellites now just flying around filming shit, you know, but there's not one video of anything entering our atmosphere. So either they're hiding that from us, or it's just shit that we've like secret tech that like we potentially back engineered from spacecraft.
Yeah.
But
Or they live
know.
on Earth.
or they're
In
already
the
here.
oceans?
Yeah, living in the ocean. That's true too.
You know, NASA does mean to deceive in Hebrew.
That's it.
Yeah. And like, dude, like the moon landing, can you really believe, like the first one everyone got fast? Like, ooh, poo, like,
Dude,
it's
I don't
just
know. I just
insane.
watched they just did a new documentary on that. It was fucking sick because they, like everything has been redone into like 4K quality, dude.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, it's a trip watching all that shit.
So it's like a new Kubrick film.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah,
he-
like, dude. I mean,
So what do you think about that? Like, was that staged and they...
no, we landed on the moon for sure, dude.
But do you think that footage is real?
yeah,
Really?
for sure, yeah. I think it is. I think maybe we found something on there that no one's talking about.
Yeah. On the dark side?
Yeah. I like to think about, I like that idea.
Oh, it would be a good jumping off base. No one sees it.
But dude, Musk is about to go land there and fucking build a hotel for us, so.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's gonna build a hotel on fucking the moon, dude.
No
We're
way.
able to travel there. Yeah. Would you go?
I wouldn't be the first group to go, but I'd probably go.
What
I
if you
could
won
afford
like
to.
a golden ticket? Would you go?
For the first ticket.
So for the first trip, dude. You got a golden ticket to go to Elon's fucking space hotel on the moon, but you had to go on the first trip, dude.
Who's going with me?
Probably a bunch of people, dude.
My family?
Elon's not going with you though. He's not going.
No.
He's just gonna send you up there with a bunch of fucking robots.
I'd go on the third trip if
The
I got
third
invited.
trip?
Well, make sure 2 first ones go well.
What about the 13th trip, dude? Would you go?
Bro, I got to go to SpaceX and like look at those rockets up close and like see all the rocket scientists building them in the factory and shit. It was sick.
That's tight.
And and then I got back and they landed the first rocket when I got back and they caught it in the thing. Like the you know how those like things come out and they catch them in the chopsticks.
Oh yeah.
I got emotional, dude. Like I
You
kept
watched
getting this-
one come in?
Well, I watched it on TV
Oh,
when I
shit,
came back,
okay.
but I was in like mission control like
Oh,
at the
shit.
place. But I just like when I saw it, like for the first like few times when it was aired on TV, like I got a lump in my throat. I was
For
just like,
sure, dude. It's
like,
insane.
that is just like new technology shit,
Oh, yeah.
like reusable rockets and
Yeah,
all
it's
that.
insane, dude. And that's what's trippy too, because Elon says like, you know, he's like, I have the most advanced rocket shit there is known to man, you know? So he's like, there's no,
Is the Dragon 3 that? Or
well, yeah, you know, he claims like this, he's like, there's no like, there's no other like propulsion tech,
oh, okay.
you know, like
But he's
back
lying.
engineered alien shit. Like, Yeah, I don't know.
Is he lying?
I don't know if he's even has like the clearance to know, you know, like if he would even like, can you keep it a secret? Like that's the crazy thing is like in today's
Who do you
age,
think
you
has
know?
this? Like Lockheed or something, or like who's in control of these? Like if these
I mean,
Tic Tacs are like
if you watch the Age of Disclosure, it's like,
okay,
it's literally like, it's deep. It's like, you could be someone who gets appointed to like the head of the NSA. Like you're the face, you're the head of the NSA. There's the guys inside of the NSA who have been there for 30 plus years, who run the secret programs, who aren't going to even tell the guy who's the head of the NSA the face, you know? So it's like the people who know are the people who have been there for decades. You'll never know who they are, but supposedly these are the people who are hiding secret programs, and like the president, all the people that we know about, like are not privy to any of that shit, you know? So that's how they're explaining that it's like secret, you know? And I don't know, it makes kind of sense, you know? But
and do you think it will be ever become like public one day, like a different kind of way to
I think
travel?
they're setting it up. Yeah, I mean that's like one of the conspiracy theories today is like the next COVID is going to be like a false like alien invasion. Like they're gonna like they already have some tech that looks alien that we've back engineered maybe or something, and they're gonna fucking present it as like an alien that is like potentially threatening us, you know, and now we all have to like
control us,
go back on lockdown or some shit, you know, like I don't know, that's like a wild conspiracy.
I hear that a lot actually.
Yeah.
Don't believe it when you hear it on TV. I keep getting told. Yola said he had a recurring dream like 200 times of that scenario, and he's at his grandma's house and he's looking out the window and there's all these UFO ships, and then there'd be a laser beam come down and then the house would blow up, but not right when the laser hit it, and then the UFO would like kind of break apart and it was a bunch of drones and then go back together. It was like
shit.
And he says he had that like 200 times. Yeah, I'm like,
that's crazy.
That might be
there's talking to him, dude.
Yeah.
That's that was an interesting thing I was talking about is like how many people like the type of people that have been abducted or say they've been abducted, and like how many people are abducted and like brought back to like the same place. Like do they get dropped off in different places or do they get dropped off in the same place? And
well, I watched did you see the Abduction of Manhattan or on Netflix? It was like that woman who, and 23 witnesses all saw her come out her Brooklyn window and get like
that story,
and go up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden her family started getting nosebleeds and shit, but then she went on the talk show circuit, and then like at the end of it, she's like, it seemed like she was faking it, dude, and like getting her family to fake it. I don't know. It was like, but there's 23 witnesses.
Interesting, dude.
That was a
Ghost is actually a fun one to talk about this subject, dude. He's
Ghost?
Like, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, yeah. You know all the aliens he makes? Like, he's way into it, dude. He's like, when I was hanging out with him in Chicago, we started talking a little bit, but yeah, he actually put me onto a few books to read that were very, very interesting.
What are they?
I'd have to look them up.
Okay.
I can't remember. I haven't read them yet, but
what's his take
he
on
has some crazy stories.
Of personal
he
ones?
believes in just like just real encounters and stuff.
Oh, real encounters.
Yeah, just not for him personally, but stories, you know, and just interesting, very interesting theories and stuff. Yeah, but he's a believer, bro. I was like, damn right, man, you better be a believer. Making all those aliens there.
No, I don't believe in aliens at all.
He's like, I'm actually don't even care about the subject.
Yeah,
he's all about it, dude.
Well, he's making.
I love that.
He makes the like
That's the type
grays,
of shit,
right?
too,
Where are they like the grays or the greens? They're kind of like the grays.
Yeah, I mean his are like the traditional like big eye. You know,
like the gray.
The kind of like
how many
universal.
Well, they're like this. Do you like this reptilian? There's the grays.
Mm-hmm.
There's the talls or something, isn't there? I don't know. I thought like the Intergalactic Federation.
Yeah. No, they
is that a thing?
Yeah, they do.
That's a thing.
There's like a description of the different ones for sure.
Because the guy from Canada really went hard on that back in the day. Do you know the defense minister?
Really? He was like part of the government?
He was like 80 years old or like 60-year-old or whatever at the time, and he was, you know, clean record, and he came out and he said, "Yep, we're working with them. It's the Intergalactic Federation. There's 7 different types." Bro, you don't know this guy? Like, you gotta look him up. He's
Dude, I don't follow Canada, bro.
well, he's now in America. He made it to America on Ancient Aliens.
He was on Ancient Aliens?
Oh, yeah.
All right, dude, he's legit, dude.
Many times.
For sure.
But he was also on the news and in the army, dude. Like, defense minister.
Damn.
That's a pretty legit
man, it's an
title
interesting
to
subject.
come out.
You know, that's you know, we'll see what happens here in the next. I think if anyone will tell us they're real, it'll be Trump, dude. Like he'll go out. You know, it's his last term. He'll just go out like right before he leaves office.
Oh my God, what's gonna happen before he leaves office, dude? Like holy shit, what's gonna happen?
Anybody's gonna tell us, dude, it's gonna be him.
Not Dr. Greer. I don't really believe him. He
Yeah,
put on that age of disclosure too, right?
I don't know if he's in that. He might be. I can't remember. I only watched it
I don't
once.
believe him for some reason, dude.
He's very interesting. I'm interested about these new scans under the pyramid. I want to see what that.
Oh my God, what is that about?
Have you seen that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then the big caverns, and there's like a black box too. Like, what is going on?
I'm interested to see if that's real.
That is real. Did you hear?
Yeah.
Like, there's 200 confirmed, like, scans.
I mean,
now.
I've listened to the guy who did the scans talk about it, and he's like pretty certain that there is stuff down there.
They're gonna clean out the drainage now, and then one day it could be tourism.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we'll see, man. It's super crazy because I was like, dude, I mean, it's super crazy what could be found out about that stuff. It's just none of that shit makes sense, dude.
No.
In Egypt, dude.
How it's on the coordinates of the speed of light. It's all the different things.
Dude.
And those pyramids in particular are the ones that don't have any hieroglyphics on them, and like the pyramids.
It just had there's just so much about it, man. Yeah.
And the Sphinx.
Yeah, unknown, dude. It was a trip being out there and seeing. I want to go back so bad.
I want to go one day.
Definitely.
And so that was all underwater one day too?
I mean,
because there's salt water on all the inside of all the pyramids and everything.
They're saying it's some type of crazy flood. Yeah, man.
12,000 years ago.
No one knows, dude.
Yeah.
But
do you think we have asteroid protection right now? Is Trump working on that, or would they tell us?
The killer asteroid, dude?
Yeah. Have you seen the movie Don't Look Up with Leonardo DiCaprio? That's a good movie. I love that movie.
That's a good one for sure. Oh, man.
Yeah. Well, at least that's it too. Like, who knows? You might as well do what you love, because you never know what's going to happen in the future.
It's true, man.
Would be nice to have a bunker, though.
Dude, you got to go out swinging, bro.
Oh, well, we got the golf game too. Yeah, Krunkelstein's got his thing, man. We're
gonna tourney coming up.
Do that Friday.
Yep. That'll be fun.
Get the hole in one.
Yep. Yeah, see, dope shit like that. Crunk's doing, he's doing this like touring golf tournament now.
Yeah, that's like a unique thing, a new way to sell your work, promote yourself, get people together.
I mean,
that's
it's
what
all
you got to do.
It all comes down to us, It's like that's the thing. It's like I said, it's like being like a pessimistic person is like not the attitude. It's like we built this scene by doing what we do, So everyone's like, him doing his golf tour, you're doing a podcast now. Like everybody's gonna evolve into things, and we're gonna start doing things that we are passionate about, and that pertain to the same kind of vibe and shit, and we're just gonna build off of that. So
yeah,
it's all
that is great advice.
we gotta do it ourselves, you know? That's what it's about. We don't want anyone to do it for us, dude, you know? Like, it never works out well, you know?
No, you gotta try new things and see what works.
Yeah.
Yeah, brick and mortars and trade shows. I mean that can pay the bills, but I just don't think that's gonna be forever.
It's just the times are changing, man. Yeah, it's like, unfortunately, yeah, it's like just the way the world works now, you know? It's like trade shows aren't really necessary anymore. So I just think like the format that these people are running trade shows right now, it doesn't work right now. You know, it doesn't work anymore. It hasn't worked for a while now. And like, it just needs to evolve into something a little different, you know? I don't think we need these just industry only brick and mortar wholesale shows, you know? I think we need to get back to like what was actually dope when we were in kind of the golden era of the cannabis scene, was like these bigger public events, you know, like the High Times thing and the Chalice thing, and like not necessarily, you know, kind of Puffco's kind of bringing that back a little bit, you know, and you've seen that kind of do well. But it's like, you know, I think these people who are just trying to run these kind of old school idea of like a trade show, the scene is just way different now, you know, and it's not, it doesn't work. Like that can be a part of it, you know, but I think like in general, it needs to be focused on more like kind of public events, you know. Maybe you have a one-day wholesale thing if you want to cater to that, you know, but I think more public events, you know, it's like really what it's about. Like it would be dope to see someone do something in Vegas like that, like
with like a concert, like a big good
like
time.
An all-out fucking public fucking glass art event, you know.
Why not make it public? Like,
to me, it's the retire. I don't understand it, you know. Like
public can get, if you really want to go, you can just go in anyways. Like,
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird. It's
it would be more of like a fun event. You tell people to come on, come check it out.
And it's
what about like money and crypto, like, and like digital currency? Do you think paper money is like going away and it's gonna be going towards like that at all? Or?
I mean, who knows? Who knows what happens in the future, man? I know the government would like that to go away. Paper money. All these fucking businesses are starting to be cashless and shit, anyways, you know. But
I heard they're trying to like 10x the dollar to like reset things, and
there's a lot of wild ideas going there. But I do know what didn't help us is like, you know, we fucking basically doubled the entire money supply during COVID. So
just printed it.
Yeah, dude. Just printed it and handed it out, you know, and fucking mad fraud, you know, happening.
Mad fraud.
And you know, now everyone who was like celebrating like those 1-2 years right after they gave all that money out, because this like artificial lift of the economy, you know, it's like, now we're all feeling it, you know. It's like, and everybody is just, you know, all the news is just out there fucking, oh, we're gonna blame this guy or that guy. It's like, no, dude, it's like, you can't just print money out of thin air and not expect it to be worth less eventually. You know, it's like,
it's gonna take a minute, but
I think they say like the dollar in the last 5 years, like the relative value, like what was $100 like 5 or 6 years ago is now kind of like $70 buying power.
5-6 years ago?
Yeah, like pre-COVID. So all of the money lost about 30% of its value.
5 years, wow.
Yeah. So it's like people are like inflation, you know. It's like, to me, it's not like, it's not inflation. It's like, it's the dollar. Oh shit! It's just the dollar getting devalued, you know. It's unfortunate. Like,
yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna stay optimistic, and I think everything is on the way. I feel like we were at the bottom, and it's kind of like going like this now a little bit. Like we're on the
100%, man. Sure. Things are looking good, bro.
So, brother, thank you so much,
Dude,
man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming out, man.
Yeah.
And we're the first out of the studio pod, dude.
This is.
Nice,
Yep.
dude.
Yeah. I want to start
yeah.
doing this more, and I can go like capture the story. This was your idea, actually, but I mean, being able to do this on the road and go to people's studio and get the firsthand takes at the studio. I mean, I think that's maybe the next evolution.
Yeah. That's what I would like to see you do, dude. It's kind of like,
Well, thanks for the idea, bro. You're
document
full of them.
the story of the pipe, you know, evolution, man, the scene, dude, you know.
I'm going to do that for you.
Yeah.
All right,
man.
I will.
You're in the position to do it, dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I will get on that.
That'd be sick, bro.
Man, you're an inspiration to a lot of people, and
Thanks,
very well spoken, so smart, dude. Like, you should have a podcast too, bro. You should set it up like this. Come in here, I'd tune into this.
Yeah. No, I do like like years ago I started up I did that YouTube channel for a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, and I did do it, but it's like it's hard, man. You know, it's like it's hard to
It's just
find
live
the
chat
right
to your people.
No, for sure. I'm definitely like honestly
You're loose.
I've been
You're so knowledgeable. You know so much, dude. Like,
you've inspired me to like for sure like really get back to focusing. Like I just had so many like bad people that not bad people, but just not the right people that I was like trying to build something with, and like it kept falling apart and kept falling apart and kept falling apart. So I just kind of got discouraged, you know, but like now I'm kind of like, I can just like figure this shit out on my own and start on my own completely and like just build a basic thing, you know, like, and
bro,
just,
it'd be so like just to connect with your fans, answer a few things live, talk about
for sure. I think all of us need to, man. Like,
I mean,
I think
great.
it's really
maybe
it's what
the
we're
next
lacking,
step to
you know?
connect with people globally too.
Like what you were saying, like what's the next thing for the scene is like I really think that it's like instead of everybody kind of just like falling into obscurity because it's not so much hype and shit anymore. It's like, no, we need to bring back interest by like showing people what we're doing and how we're living, you know,
stepping
like,
outside the current box and just trying new things.
Because there is interesting stuff going on, you know, for sure. But it takes effort, you know, and you gotta be very optimistic about stuff, you know, and willing to put in work. Like you know, it's like you got to build a podcast, you know, you got to start from nothing, and you're going to spend years like to get consistency and stuff, you know, but it's like the people who can like get through it, you know, are the ones that see success, you know, and then everyone just like, I want to do that and think it's like overnight. And you're like, nah, dude, I've been doing this for years, dude, you know, like, and that's how it is with everything, you know?
Everything.
Yeah. But I would love to get back into something, and I will. For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That'll be great to see.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, we'll do a part 2 because, like, you know, I think we're probably well over 2 hours, are we? Okay. Are we 3 hours?
Really?
Okay.
Holy shit. 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice, dude. You want to get with the pool now or what?
Let's go. All right. We're going to go play some pool.
All right. Thanks for tuning in to the Robertson Stash Podcast. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you want to support us, please hit the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, we want to hear from you. So if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to reach out. Hit the website, hit the link. We'll see you next time.